made
Is this mom life? Not shady.
Yeah, I know. I just realised that too.
No, you're good.
Oh, look at
Mine's
mine.
the worst.
And no, I'm the
It's
worst.
soft.
Yeah, yours are
Mine is
blonde.
so
Mine's are like prickly and like.
Hi guys, thank you for checking out my channel. I am here today with my two friends that we actually all went to high school together, Natalie and Linda. So Linda has had two amazing kids, one girl and one boy. And then Natalie is a new mom who just had her first boy like 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks. And then I still have like 4 more months to go. So we're gonna be chatting today a little bit about pregnancy, labor, expectations versus reality, and new mom, like what do you do next when you bring home baby?
And we don't know any of these questions. Thanks, Tamara.
She's hit them.
And so when I say new mom to be, what's the first thing that comes into your head, into your mind?
Just baby. I know that's like the obvious, but it just, everything just comes about the baby.
Yes, the baby. But new mom, I remember before the baby, the new toys. Everything I would shop for, I was getting so excited. New strollers, new diaper bag. But the second one,
right now. Yeah.
it's, you know what's coming. But the new mom, it's like, okay, what crib are you getting? Okay, let's do this. It's the nursery. You have this down, because the baby's gonna come. You have to be ready.
I feel like I'm not preparing enough because I don't want a lot of stuff like at the house.
No,
but then I'm
that's
afraid,
good.
like, am I gonna have not enough? Like, you know,
Yeah.
I only have like 10 onesies. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thinking you're in a first world country, like
Right.
Yeah, you
you
could
have
order some.
Amazon, you've got everything at your doorstep that you might need. If
Yeah.
something comes up, you can always
Nothing
get it.
against. You could always get things while the baby's here. With my second baby, the nursery wasn't ready when we arrived because you have the swing and you have a bassinet next to your, bed. So I was okay with not having that nursery ready, and I was okay with that can wait,
Yeah.
But sometimes you go in there too overwhelmed because they sell something for everything, and you don't need all that stuff.
That thing there, that is
Oh,
like
swing?
it's like a swing. Yeah, this one here, and it just like rocks.
Yes,
like
I
that.
have that one. It folds. And
Right.
Yeah.
I was putting him in that to sleep because on the box it literally has the woman laying in bed looking over it like to sleep in it. When I took him to the pediatrician, she was like, no, you need to lay him flat, and that is not flat.
Because it's so caved, you can't
Right,
really breathe.
exactly. So like things like that, they just really sell you on it, and you're like, oh yeah, I can use that for sleeping, and then come to find out you need something flat. So I was like, Gio, we're going to Walmart right now. We need
Getting
a flat
something flat.
bassinet.
It was like the first time I walked into Bye Bye Baby with a friend of mine. It was the very first time, and I felt so overwhelmed. I had no idea what I was looking at. And you've got all of these aisles, and everything looks expensive. And then your brain starts like running, going, "Oh my gosh, I need to get
Running the
this, I
bill.
need to get that," and
Like,
yeah. And then I didn't buy anything the first trip in there because she actually said, like, we're going in, but you're not allowed to buy anything. I just want you to look, and then that's it. And I think that was a great idea because it just kind of gave you like
yeah.
a heads up.
Oh yeah.
And then you can go home and then you just sit on it for a couple of weeks and you start doing your research, and then it got a little bit easier. But what's the one thing about pregnancy, like actually carrying a baby, that you wish you had known when you were pregnant that nobody told you?
I got very sick my first trimester, but for me it was all day sickness. All day sickness. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter what I did, what I ate. I mean, and how you actually feel. Because sometimes I felt drunk. I know that sounds weird. I felt drunk. I was so tired. I was so. Just the smells of something just makes you vomit. The last throw up I had was at 25 weeks, so I was very sick. It's how to cope with it as well. I wish someone would say, like I said, they say morning sickness, but it was literally all day for me. Like, just even if I stood up the wrong way or whatever the case may be. So that was not fun. You will feel really bad, but it will get better, and it will, and it did, thank God.
This too shall pass.
Yes.
I'll keep saying that while I'm in labor. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
I did
Or
read what to expect when you're expecting, but in my version, 8 years ago, is different what the edition they have now. I wish someone would tell me about the things you don't see, which is the things you're feeling. You know, the whole hormonal thing. I wasn't very hormonal, but some days, now that I look back, in the moment I didn't realize, but now when I look back, there was low days, happy days, and then some days that you're just not into it, and then you're like, what's wrong? Am I okay? But at the moment, you don't realize I'm pregnant. My hormones are crazy, because you don't want to hear that when you're pregnant. You're just being hormonal.
Exactly.
You're like, what? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to eat meat.
Isn't that funny?
I was obsessed with salads with Victoria.
I wish
I
that
was
was me.
obsessed. I was eating
I'm
them.
just eating like all the carbs
No, but
I can get.
I gained
more
weight.
Cheese, all the
I
crap.
gained more weight with Victoria. I went sideways. The girl. I gained
And
more
then
weight.
usually they say it's the other way around. Usually it's with the boy.
Yeah.
And then usually the girls are like the little basketballs.
Right. That's what everyone told
But
me.
I'm
Because
But the girl was
sideways
a
now.
basketball?
Yeah, the girls are supposed to be like petite and you carry like really like small and tiny.
Yeah.
And then the boys are supposed to be like,
Yeah.
Well, my girl
but my
Gave
girl's
me, like-
going side now.
hips and thighs and arms and like I was bigger. And she was,
I kind of remember because I went to your baby shower.
Tiny.
and I was,
God, that was more than 8 years ago.
yeah.
Do you guys know how much you gained like for your entire pregnancy?
Well,
Yes.
you're more current with that. 'Cause
Yes.
I have to. You
Because
answer
this was like a weird goal for me. I was 155 when I found out I was pregnant, and I was 197 when I gave birth, and I was 3 pounds away from 200 pounds, and I was like, I want to make it a goal. Let me get to 200 pounds because I will never be 200 pounds again in my life.
You wanted to get to
Yes. And it was like a thing for me, and like the nurse at the gynecologist's office, she was like, "Oh, you're so close." I was like, "I know, it's so like it's only 3 pounds. Like I'm 3 pounds
I
and
wanna be
200."
I would have been. Don't get me to 3 pounds. I cannot see
Yeah,
a 2.
no. See, I was
A 2
like,
in front of.
oh, that's why I was like, I'm never gonna see it again because I'm not. I'm never gonna.
I'm not.
I refuse. But now when I gave birth, so I was 155, then 197, and when I gave birth, I was 172.
Oh,
So, yeah,
normal weight was in the 20s, like 125, 128. That was my normal. And then when I gave birth that day, I was 165.
that's good.
With Joaquin, I never reached the 160s. I stayed at the 150s.
Okay, best part of being pregnant.
Oh,
I
Actually
know.
being pregnant.
Oh, there's so much.
go
Go.
then.
Oh. Not sucking in your stomach in pictures, eating and not feeling judged. So eating and me once. Everybody's so nice to you. They open doors, even though that's supposed to be
I'm still
anytime.
waiting for that to happen. Everybody says like, oh, just enjoy it when everybody wants to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't.
No, and just yesterday I was walking through the basketball court where I was teaching,
Mhm.
and the boys, I mean they're teenage boys,
stop.
and they're American teenage boys, sorry. Door just went gonk. I was like, thanks guys.
But do they see it?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
you're so
they know.
tiny, sometimes in
Oh.
dresses.
And like t-shirts and leggings, like when
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
teaching.
Wow. Like my mother-in-law, I love you, Glory Moon. she rocked my world, and she took 3 days off. She was like, no, she calls me Flaca. Flaca, no, I'll get that for you, don't worry, because she's got deep voice too. So she's like, don't worry, I'll get that. She came over, she cleaned the house. I was like, oh my God, she's
Oh, yeah.
the best.
Having the belly, so you just
And you look
okay,
cute.
looking cute. Yes.
Yeah, you do look
And
cute
you have
with
it.
a belly.
I love it. The kicks are amazing. When they
Mm-hmm.
move is amazing.
Yeah.
Ultrasounds, hearing their heart, everything. So in your mind, I felt really sad when in my delivery. I mean, not in a bad way, but it was sad that I had to share her. That sounds so mean. But I don't want to cry.
Oh my God! Don't, because I'm so emotional. What is it?
I didn't know I was gonna cry be tired. I want to feel like I'm doing everything. So the best part of being pregnant, I think it was just like having the baby
Like
with
that
you.
moment that nobody else
Yes,
can take away.
like you're
'cause-
eating what I'm eating. You're
Yeah.
sleep. Well, you're not sleeping when I'm sleeping because it's not always.
Right.
But if I'm breathing, you're breathing. That like
Yeah.
your mind, and I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you the air. I'm giving you that. That was like the best. So it's a little bittersweet because you're meeting them, but you're like, oh.
yeah.
I mean, I still loved you in there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like bittersweet having them on. Did you miss the belly?
Oh yeah, I miss the kicks. Like I can't. Like I'm trying to remember how they feel, and even though it was only 6 weeks ago, it's still like I feel like I
Forever
don't.
ago.
Yeah, it
Yes.
feels like I don't even remember, and it sucks because it is such an amazing feeling. And like even Gio, like going back to the dads, like Gio admitted to me after he came, you know, because of course I'd be like, oh my god, baby, feel fit, and of course he would feel it but not feel that connection.
Yeah.
But the moment he held him, that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
he felt that
Oh, yeah.
connection. So yeah, like you said, that being pregnant is that one connection you have, and it's just
Cocoon,
it's
like a cocoon.
yeah,
Oh, you're
it's
welcome.
amazing. It really is.
You're making me feel bad because I don't feel that intense
Oh, it's
of like a your mind
connection.
type of thing. Like
I think the bigger you get, it makes it more real. Because now you're still, how many weeks are you?
25.
Yeah, so you're like just past the midway point, you know. So once you're really big, and then you're like, you could see
You
movements.
see them,
like
your elbows or something.
yeah,
Like, "Whoa,
that's when you're
getting-"
like, okay. But yeah, you still.
But I can connect to that. In a, like, yes, when you see them, the love is 1,000 times bigger.
Yeah.
So you're not.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
really
ever.
a mom yet. You meet your mom when they're born, and then the mom is born too.
Yeah,
So don't feel bad about that.
yeah. But even when like he was put in my face, like for the first time,
Oh yeah.
it was like, it's just like it took. I literally,
That's-
somebody
I
just
read
said
that
like
too.
your first thought. Somebody told me like the first thought that you have when you see your baby is usually the most off the wall or like
Yeah.
weirdest thing.
Mine, honestly, I looked at him and I mean, granted, I was very,
Sedated and-
yeah, very drugged up, very tired, emotional, stressed because I did not have a good birth story, and we'll go into that. But I looked at him and he was red and swollen, and I was like, is this mine? Like honestly,
Yeah, I can
I
relate
really
to
looked
that.
at him and it took me a while, but that was my
funny.
first reaction, was like, oh my god, because I'm laying down on the table as well, and I'm like second guessing it, like, are you sure he's mine? And he was.
With Victoria, it wasn't that love, you know,
Mm.
like that people describe it. Oh, I'm so lucky. Yes, I cried. I saw her, but it was.
It takes you a moment
It
to
takes you
realize.
like, because you know, boom, they put them there, and then hands and feet and crying. Okay, this is it happened. I'm a mom now.
Yeah.
And then the reality, they took her away. I told my husband, go after her. You know, like.
yeah.
But at the first second or seconds is, I don't know, so raw.
Yeah, it is. And as soon as we heard his cry, we were like, you know, full on tears. But then they're like, okay, Dad, you know, and they grab Gio, and I'm just by myself laying on the table because obviously I've got, you know, my guts hanging out. And so they're like laughing at Gio because they're like, okay, Dad, you know, change a diaper. And he's like, can you
What?
imagine being like your husband being told to change a diaper immediately? Like you'd be like,
What? They said
they
that?
told him to change a diaper, and they're like telling him to cut the umbilical cord, which I didn't see, which kind of
Aw,
sucks.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know, I could hear him, and I'm like worried about Gio, and they're like, it's okay, Dad, you know, just breathe, because he was hysterical. And then they're telling him to cut this, change his diaper, and he's like, probably, I can imagine him going like that.
Did you guys read any books like when you were pregnant? Like, did you feel like you are that type A, like had to plan, like
No.
research, or you just like went with the flow, winged it, let nature take its course?
the what to expect when you're expecting. I did receive that as a gift for my baby shower. And then the more I read it, the more I was like, and that book's kind of weird to read.
Because it's
do
like,
you
I don't like that book. I read like a quarter of it and then I actually
yeah, I never
took it
finished
to the library.
It's like little stories.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
literally just everything that can go wrong. It's
Right.
not like
yeah, it's not like
yeah, it wasn't inspirational at all.
It gets you ready for everything that can
Could
go
go
wrong.
wrong.
So you're like, oh, I didn't know that can happen. But then now
But
you're thinking
nowadays,
about
like, if
that
you
can
have-
happen to me.
yeah.
The book was more like, oh, fun. I'm gonna buy it because everybody has, and I want to buy it. But no, I was ready. I think I read more books now for parenting. You know,
Good point.
not trips, tips
Yeah.
on how to do things after. But the baby, I feel like it's easy.
Yeah.
I know. Don't.
Yeah.
Because they sleep, they eat. So and
Yeah.
with my second, with my boy, my feet at the end. Something I heard about. I heard of other moms. Never happened to me with the first. My feet went calf straight to feet, straight to feet, and every toe was popping out like a sausage, little sausage toes. It was
It's
crazy.
definitely sleeping. So you
Mhm.
can't lie on your back. And I'm not a side sleeper. And then when you are on your side, like it's just so much extra weight that's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
And when you want to roll over to change sides, you have to do it slowly because you're shifting like so much
Yeah.
weight over to the other
Oh,
side.
girl,
You can't
just
just like
right.
roll over. So I've been sleeping on my couch with pillows under my
Oh
arms
yeah, that's
and a pillow behind my head just like this.
That's a good one.
And it's right opposite our bedroom door.
oh. So you're like, hey, I'm okay.
Says,
Sorry.
good morning, good night. Yeah, what did you look forward to after being pregnant? So finally
Taking-
everything's out.
A deep breath.
Yes, oh that's been happening to me.
Like,
I wasn't sure if that was
because everything here is like,
pregnancy or not.
well, mine was at the end. I don't know why you're feeling it so early.
It's literally just been the past like few days. I even just told Justin I was like, I think I can't breathe and I have to like,
Yeah.
and when I try to take a deep breath I end up coughing because there's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like talking,
Not a
you
good
get
one there.
winded by anything. Like not even going up the stairs because that's normal.
Yeah.
But anything, talking too long on the phone. I gotta go because
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
anything and sleeping. I feel like a turtle. There was a picture I saw a turtle this way. That's how I felt trying to get out of bed. Like I can't do it. Help me.
Yeah.
Because it's so much.
That is
So
so
you're like,
true.
ugh. So
That's fun.
looking forward, it was I could breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe again.
Okay, birth stories.
Well, I'll go first because I think yours is gonna be longer, even though I don't know it. But the little hints I've gotten. Victoria, I had started having contractions.
Expectations to like reality, so like really what you
Well,
felt it's gonna be
expectations
like,
is
and
the
then, like,
movies. Yeah, you see people sweating and and you get ready for that, like ew. But expectation is going to a hospital and having your baby the same day. Like, okay, I have a contraction, I'm gonna have the baby. You know, it's
Mhm.
happening. But with Victoria, it was long. I got an epidural at around 4 centimeters, and everything slowed down, which I guess it let me go to sleep through the night. I dilated slowly, but I was dilating, so they let me dilate slowly.
Did you have Pitocin?
No. They wanted to. This is a funny thing. They put it in the IV, but after Victoria was born, under my bed, there's all this water, all this liquid, and they're like, what the heck? My mom had somehow unplugged where they put the Pitocin to me. So it never got to me. There was all this medicine.
That's
and
good
they were like, did you wet? Did you wet? The nurses were like, what? So they started trying to follow cables, and they were like, what happened? Or I don't know if it goes into your IV, but something, it never went. Epidural, it was like, what, 3 pushes? And she was out.
Wow.
Yeah, like, they tell you, because it's coming. Oh, and the epidural didn't take half my body. So the whole time, like, getting dilated the whole night, I was so uncomfortable because I could feel everything on my left. They were trying to, like, change me in the bed. Like, move this way, maybe your blood has to, like, no, it never. So,
Sorry, we're getting
jump on
distracted.
that.
Yeah, we're getting
Little
distracted
cat.
by a cat.
my doctor was gonna be on vacation because it's Christmas time. And I don't know why I had it in me that I wanted the same doctor for both my babies to deliver them. I don't know why. It's not a big deal now, which it didn't happen. So I was like, okay, I don't want you leaving. It's my second baby, and he knew things happen faster second time around. It's like, okay, let's do it the 21st or the 22nd, whichever day there's space in the hospital. The 21st, it was packed. So he told me, don't come to the hospital yet. I'll let you know tomorrow. The next day, they called me, yes, you can come into the hospital to induce you. So we're ready, I'm pretty, I did my hair. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get induced and I'll have him tomorrow, like I had Victoria. My doctor comes in, Linda, how you doing? I'm still here, that's good, like I'm here, I'm gonna deliver this baby. He breaks my water. So he manually breaks my water. The second he did that.
Was it sore? Because I heard that's...
It feels uncomfortable, yeah, someone's going inside you and like, he used something. I felt the warmth. It wasn't like, it just felt the warm water coming out and they wiped me. But the second he did that, I started feeling contraction. I was like, oh my God, what have you done? So he starts talking to my husband because they're friends, and then he leaves. And the whole time they're talking, I'm like, shut up, this hurt, like, but in my quiet, like, oh. And he looked at me and joked like, oh, she doesn't want me in here because look at what I did to her. So he left. He didn't make it to his car when he got the call to come back up. When he comes back up,
Wow, it was that quick.
he delivered my placenta. He didn't deliver my baby. So I had the baby in less than an hour. So, and the whole time I was in pain. My husband, I knew it, but he didn't tell me right there, but I knew he wasn't taking me seriously. I mean that he delivered the placenta because another doctor delivered my baby. Because when I kept telling me, I have to push. It happened so fast. And I was like, oh wait, where's my epidural? And they were like, he's coming, he's with other moms. I was like, I want my epidural, it hurts so much. And in my mind,
you had epidural for the second then?
No, I wanted it, and I was like, I'm at 3 centimeters or 4, I was guessing because they just poured my water. I wanted because that's when I got it with Victoria, the epidural. When they check why I'm hurting, he's there, right there. And I'm like, I told you I needed to push. And they were like, okay, let's get ready. They started prepping. I'm like, no, where's my epidural? I still said that. And they're like, no, man, this is happening now. And couple pushes again, like, but these pushes were not like Victoria, like, okay, breathe, and then I push. These were like, like the movies, like loud. They said that they could hear me in the hallway. All the moms, all their rooms, they were like, is she okay? Because I was like, you know, I feel it, everything's wrong.
After Victoria, you said, for the second one, I don't want an epidural because it was so easy with the first one, like with the epidural. She's like, I want to be able to actually feel giving birth.
Yeah, but when
you did.
And then I did, but in the moment I was feeling all that pain, I was calling it, because little did I know, I was at 10 centimeters feeling the hardcore pain. So that's when I was like, I want it now. But it was too late. It just came, everything happened so fast, it came, and I was walking an hour later, changing her diaper, welcoming people to my room, because I was tired of sitting down. They told me that I had to sit down to, you know, so I would sit down. But
Did you have stitches?
with Victoria, I had, she was smaller. It's not crazy. I had 1 and 1, because he says, he's like 1 and 1. With Joaquin, nothing, and he was bigger, and I was like, that's so gross. Like that, nothing happened. Like, what are you trying to say?
That your vagina was prepared.
Sorry, too much info, but I guess nothing.
Yeah, that was good.
I guess it was more ready.
I have another friend who just had her baby also 6 weeks ago, and she told me that everything just looked like cauliflower after.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was
Oh, you're
the same
talking
for
about
you.
birth stories. We're not talking. The after is
stories.
coming, right? But
Like,
the
yeah,
birth
just
story.
because there's so much pressure there, and she said she didn't realize like how much. She wasn't expecting there to be so much pressure sitting down there.
Oh,
like,
the afterwards, yeah.
that's during.
Yeah, that's one thing to add to. I wish someone told me about being pregnant. That's one thing that never really gets talked
But
about, and I would be
But
talking
that's like I would.
how big your vagina will be by the
Or
end.
swollen, yes.
By the end of your pregnancy, you will look down and you'll be like, well, if you can look down. I mean,
Your nipples
yeah.
Your nipples darker
And darker.
and a little bigger.
There you go. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
they're like ape nipples.
Yeah. No, and you know what's funny? My husband would call, because in England I don't know if it's in England or just my family, but we call Nuni as like a cute little, like, what do you call what's a cute little nickname in Spanish for Toti, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like a cute little,
Totita?
yeah, a cute little nickname for a vagina, Nuni.
It's not a nuni anymore. It's a nuna or
Right.
something.
He said he called it a grapefruit nuni because it was so big.
This is while you were still pregnant.
This is why I was still pregnant.
Really?
It was only till I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my god, like very detailed here. The lips, the outer lips, everything, the whole thing.
Well, I don't remember looking, but you have to watch out when you say it. like not the actual word the baby comes out from, but your lips are bigger, so they hinge. If you sit the wrong way.
Like I said, and it just looked like almost looked like a little hooper down there.
Yeah, you have weight there.
Yeah.
And I wish someone told me that after birth, you don't just give birth and voila, you're back.
Yeah,
no, you look like
birth.
you're 6 months.
Yeah. See, I mean, I still have my little tummy.
And that's your baby's home for 9 months, so it's not just gonna go.
No, my story was not great. So, went to the gynecologist for the last appointment before, and they do the ultrasound, and they do it, and they're like, oh, he's reading 10 pounds. So I'm like, oh, okay. And he said, if it's a 10-pound baby, obviously we want to go straight into having a C-section, a cesarean, because he's just such a big baby. You're going to struggle, you know. My mum had 3 C-sections, and that was back in the day. So I'm fine. I know it's a surgery. I'd rather, you know, whatever it is. They put me in that room, like the first check-in room that you go into. And they're like, okay, we're going to go and induce you for labour. I'm like, wait, what? Like now? Like natural labour?
Because you were ready to have this.
I was ready, like mentally preparing for
to start getting, dressed for it and
have your bags in the car. They always say that, but we didn't have our bags in the car. So I sent Gio to go get the stuff. So I was by myself, and the doctor's saying, yeah, we're going to induce you for labour. And I'm like, oh, okay. I really thought I was going to have a C-section. And he said, no, he's still under that weight, and of course we want to try for a natural birth. I was 0 centimetres. My body had no intention of giving birth. At 12 o'clock at night, they gave me a pill to soften my cervix. So that morning at like 9, I think, they check me and they say, okay, we're going to put it in a device. It's called a balloon. It was this balloon, basically, and it kind of looks like just a cord, and then it's got 3 ends to it, and they have to put it in and hook it in.
I wanna Google this.
Which was very, very painful. The one side of the balloon is in your birth canal, and then the other side is in this, like, past the cervix and pushing on the baby's head to try and open up your cervix. That was really painful. I had no pain medicine, nothing. Forced my cervix open until I was about 4. They wanted me at 4 or 5 centimeters. Pulling on it, and I did not give birth, but that was the most painful thing of my life I had no pain medicine at this point as well, and I was just in agony, screaming, like pushing on the doctor to get him away from me. The doctor was obviously trying to hurry up the process, and he tried to remove the balloon, but obviously I was still not loose enough, so he was literally pulling on my cervix. So then that's when I started feeling contractions, because I was 5 centimeters dilated. My mother-in-law and the nurse, and I was saying, I know I'm going to go through all this pain just to have a C-section. I know it. So I sit up on the bed with the nurse, and it doesn't hurt going in as much as it was like a little prick, nothing. I'm sitting up with the nurse, and she's holding me. Oh, the nurses, they're amazing, by the way.
Yes.
Amazing.
We went in the same hospital, and
God, I couldn't
Angel.
do it. Yeah.
Angels.
Yeah. So then, as I lay back down, like my nurse's face kind of panics, and I can tell, and she's like, okay, something like, she didn't say anything, but basically my blood pressure dropped dramatically after I got the epidural. So then the doctors are literally squeezing the IV bags in me because I just needed to get my blood pressure back up. You know, something was obviously not going right. So all these doctors coming in, blah, blah, blah. Finally get that sorted. And then they say, okay, we're going to put you on Pitocin, which again, I didn't want to do. I wanted to have as natural can be, but that all went out the window. Got to 8 centimeters and the baby's heartbeat was dropping. So they said, well, we could either try again and keep dilating you, or we go for a C-section. And I was like,
and you were so ready for that. And
yeah, no crap. Like, poor thing, he's got a big old noggin. He's got a big head. So
noggin.
He's got a big head, so that would have made it even more complicated. So, yeah, expectations was go in, have a natural birth, but obviously going to the hospital, then being told, oh, you're being induced, was not great. Then going through a lot of pain, having this balloon put in was just like a torture device, and I hate to say it like that, it was true. Of course, your vagina's swollen as it is, but from where all the times they were coming from my side and pulling, I kid you not, details, but one side was like this and the other side was like that, swollen. It was awful. That's the thing. I would, but I would not try for a natural birth. I would have another child and I would love to, but I would be like adamant on getting a C-section.
Yeah. Toughest part about being a new mom? Go.
Lack of sleep, lack of independence.
Lack of independence.
Yeah, like, oh, I want to go.
Like
I
you
want to
can't
go
just
to the
boss
store.
shops
Yeah,
and go wherever.
yeah.
that's true. I didn't mind I didn't mind being a walking boob and just on demand. But yeah, everything had to be scheduled. Like, okay, if I want to go here, that's his nap time, and she'll be in school, and everything. You lose that. Let's just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You could do that now. Now I can. I don't have diapers. We just go. We don't have to be ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, those first year, you have the diapers and the schedule, and that birthday party is 3 hours long, and that's right at her snap time. Why even show up?
Oh yeah.
To just get him in a stroller, in a car seat. So it's like
Right.
you have to time everything.
Breastfeeding, like, how is that? Is that sore? Any tips or anything that you guys can kind of share for
Drink
us?
a lot of water, and just feed your baby on demand. Your body knows what it's doing.
First week was very painful. Blood drawn. Like, yeah, I bled a little bit. Just sore, scabby. That's, you know.
Well,
Yeah. Scabs and everything go away. You get
the own
used to
milk.
it.
The own milk cures everything.
Yeah.
If you take a little drops of that milk and
It
put it
helps with
around,
your skin.
and it
That's what I was
helps.
gonna say to you.
Let's say he has a little infection in his
Yeah,
eye or
just
something.
squirt
You
a
put
little bit in there.
squirt a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it goes away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Breast,
Okay, that's a
ear
good tip.
aches.
also had pains here
Yeah, it's
because
contracting.
you're having contractions while breastfeeding. Like, is he biting you? I'm like, no, I'm just having contractions. Like,
Yeah.
all in my back and all here, but that goes away as well.
Yeah.
The moment your baby latches and is drinking, your body knows if he's dehydrated. So the next, it knows to produce the next milk with a little bit more water and less fat, or more fat. It knows everything about your baby.
Persistence.
Persistence.
Be
Breastfeeding.
persistent.
Yes,
Yeah.
just keep going. Just just
Yeah,
keep going. It gets
yeah,
better.
it does.
Or I'm not producing enough. Just keep going. The more you do it, the more you attach your baby, the more your body is gonna.
You feel like you're not producing enough, but I actually missed a feeding recently for Thanksgiving.
Woo. And you go.
Oh my goodness. Like, you think you're not producing milk, but you skip a feeding, you're like, oh, it
Little
feels like
balls
a rock.
everywhere. It feels like rocks everywhere.
And then I woke up and my nightie was soaked. Oh my god, yeah.
And
was
isn't it
like,
the best? Oh, just come in, like, I
It's
would
like,
go
please, you're
somewhere,
like, please,
get in
it
there,
out.
and
Yeah,
then
and you're like,
release.
yeah.
Yeah, she did it for me too. Have you ever seen it come out? Here, let me show you.
I'm like, Tara, look. It's like,
Yeah, it comes out like 9 holes.
she's like, oh, I was not expecting.
No, and she didn't put anything. You didn't put anything to like cover it.
I think I was.
Squirting it wherever.
No, it wasn't like, yay, look, yay. No, it wasn't
You're
like that.
Look how far it goes.
Funny story with my first husband. With my first pregnancy. One husband, sorry. With my first pregnancy, I would get mad when my husband would be sleeping and I had to wake up to feed the baby. It would be like, this is not fair. Why are you comfortable? And I'm here, but come on. At the second time around, I was like, you're working. Go ahead, sleep.
Yeah,
I got it. Go,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
but at first, I had like this resentment, like, you're so comfy, you're snoring. So I would squirt. And he'd be like, what was that? I'm like, oops, sorry, I was trying to feed. I have a tip for second-time moms for your when you're in the hospital. It's a very narrow, it's like very detailed tip, but I tell it to everybody and nobody thinks of it. When you're home and you have your firstborn playing, or I don't know how old it'll be, different ages, but they know the house as a new toy, and you have people come over and meet your baby. Tell them, text them, say hi to the big one first. Go say hi, give them attention. The baby's they don't even know who's coming, they're babies. So they don't know who got the attention, but the firstborn will know, oh, my little brother is getting on, my little sister. And that's where I think that bitterness comes from. If mom or sister or grandma, go to her first.
Yeah.
Ask her, oh my God, you're a big
That's a good
sister
idea.
now. How do you feel?
that's good,
Did you change
yeah.
the first diaper yet? Isn't it nice that you get to share everything you have and everything you know? Isn't it nice that they're so little and don't they smell so good? And
Miss
have
Victoria's
them.
a great big
Oh
sister,
my gosh, she
right?
surprised everybody because she was so always attached to us, and she was like, my mom, my dad, to everybody. And when the baby was born, we thought she was gonna be like that with him, like, this is my mom. No, she included him in the circle, and she would be like, this is my brother, this is my brother. So
Yeah.
it was so nice. And everybody, I would tell everybody, say hi to Victoria first, give her love, ask her how she's doing, ask her.
How old was she? Went 4, right?
4, she just turned 4. So it was a nice talk, like, it was a nice,
Yeah,
okay, you're
yeah,
bigger, but
yeah.
you're still a baby.
Yeah, yeah. My tip for you is, as a brand new mom, don't expect anything to go how, especially with the birth, that could just, if you say you want, and if you stick to it, go for it. But someone said, to me, you don't get an extra medal for having the child naturally. If your body needs an epidural, don't be scared to have it. Don't put pressure on yourself to live up to these.
Yeah.
Like, and I know, and I hate to say it, but I'm all for natural, organic, go for it. But these hippie moms, I hate to use it like that, but all these new moms saying no pain, go, that's great for you. That is great, but don't knock other women down if they do have the epidural, because my God, I couldn't have done. Obviously, I couldn't have done what I did with having a C-section, but. And don't be scared if it goes one way or the other. I mean, I just went in, completely had my world and my ideas flipped upside down.
And your husband too, he's gonna become a dad. He's gonna have ideas or things that you're like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
And then he'll help you out too.
Yeah.
Or if you're a single mom, I know you got it's your baby. So learn, listen to YouTube videos, but at the end of the day, you're gonna know what feels right or wrong in your experience. To have a schedule, not to have a schedule, to be on demand, to have a book, whatever you want.
Exactly.
Everyone everyone's different. Everyone's so different.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching our little chit chat. We will see you soon. Bye.